Woke ships! Hello there everyone, hope you guys are doing fantastically today, and welcome back to some more From the Depths. And today I'm starting a new series on this thing. I got sent a lot of crafts, I asked for a lot of crafts. I wanted to see how others people build. I have only seen them in videos, but I've never put my hands on all that much craft from other people. But just to improve upon myself, I want to see other people's craft. So today we have two ships. One kind of very big, one kind of medium size or maybe small. This thing is Beta 4, whatever that is called. Beta 4, and this thing is Alpha 5A. We have two ships. I have no idea what they are yet. I have just spawned them in. I haven't tested them out. Let's see what these are, and we'll start with the Alpha 5A because this is the smaller one. These crafts were not supposed to be my colors. They were colored in fleet colors. They're supposed to be looking like purple corn dogs. I have seen them. I'll put a picture up there. They're purple corn dogs. So let's start with Alpha 5A, and judging by its shape, it's not floating. It's being held up by propellers. Tell me if I'm right. Oh yeah. Yep, I am right, because this shape cannot float. Unless it's made out of wood or something, but it's not. It's made out of metal. So yeah, this thing should not float, but it is kind of floating. The propellers are barely working, so I'm quite surprised that it is kind of floaty, and I'm pretty sure even if I hit this thing's PID, this might just float. It has two guns by the looks of it. Let's see how much gauge they are. They're 260 meter one and 260. Are you 260? Yep. 260 meter. So 260 meter, two guns, 22 clips in each gun. That is good, and I cannot see any more weapons. Is there all to it? Maybe, maybe not. Let's dock this thing up so we can examine it properly. Alpha 5A. So first things first, the Alpha 5A is only 105,000 resources and only 10,000 volume. I was actually quite surprised by how low volume this is. And it's indeed a corn dog. Let's look at its armor first. First of all, I gotta say this kind of looks amazing, this design here. I'm totally not gonna steal it. Let's see, armoring. Oh, it's almost impossible to see anything here. Let's lighten on the black a little. There we go. Armoring. Looks like it's completely made out of exclusively metal, and I see some light armor in the middle. So a lot of metal. In the middle, where these red parts are, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks of stacked metal, but I see this. Is this an air gap? Yep, this is an air gap with some shieldings and some smokes. So this thing even has smokes, and yeah, more air gaps. So in most places this is 4 thick metal, sometimes doped with light armor and sometimes an air pocket. After you go here, after this red section ends, there is 3 metals, then there is 2, no, oh okay, this is 3 as well. 3 metals, 3 metals, 3 metals, then 2 metal. So in the bow and in the back, I suppose there is 2 metal thick armor. Then it goes on to 2 metal thick. Then it goes on to 3 metal thick, and then it goes on to 4 metal thick. That is good. Even the deck armor is at least 2 to 3 metal thick at most places. This is 3 metal thick. Wow. And some stone duping, some things. Yeah, 3 metal thick. Even the deck is 4 metal thick. Wow, this is a solid block of metal. Nothing else I can say about that. Alright, let's get rid of the armor. And now let's look at the components. First, these turrets. These turrets are direct fed 4 meters. How much? Yep. They still have 1.08 loading modifier. That's still quite a low number, so I guess there is not many autoloaders in here. There is that, and I can already see there is everywhere. There is smoke everywhere. I don't like this. My lasers are gonna be so ineffective against this. And air pumps to use the spaces, and the torpedoes. This thing is the cockpit, I think. Yeah, let's see. Yep, this is the cockpit. So the torpedoes, you can access them through the cockpit. That looks so cool. Personally, in my ships, I never bother to make good looking cockpits. I just make a block so my robot does not die. But this thing, it looks so submarine-y, but it's actually a ship. So yeah, that's the cockpit. That's the 8 torpedoes we have. Yep, 8 torpedoes. More smoke, some surge protectors near the important parts. I think this is, yep, that is the AI box. Where are your processing cards? I do not see any processing cards. What's up with that? And we have a big block of battery in the front. Some fuel here. This engine uses carburetors and is 2 turbo per carburetor, so it is quite an efficient engine, and I like that. And ammo, let's see how much ammo we have in this. Wow, 9,600 ammo in this small ship. God, that's a dream for me. And why is there so much batteries? Are these railguns? I don't think so. Okay, they are rail assisted guns. I did not see the railguns. There must be rail chargers. Oh yeah, here they are. There are not that many rail chargers, to be honest, but then he's probably just using it to assist some stuff. Let's see. Railgun settings, uses 11,000 power. Speed increase 444. Wow. And inaccuracy is 0.01. So yeah, it must be overclocked. It's not even overclocked. What the hell? By the looks of things, this craft does not have air gaps inside it all that much, because this air gap is really small and won't be doing all that much. And these turrets, oh, of course the ammo has heavy armor, and the AI has heavy armor as well. Yeah, AI has heavy armor. But my main concern with this craft is, look at this, the turrets have no air gap in the sides of that, but they have a lot of metal. So my theoretical conclusion is the ship can take a lot of AP, but 1 or 2 heat or headshot and it will lose its weapons. It will completely lose its weapons, and it should move in a decent rate, because goddamn, that is a lot of propellers for the smaller craft, and it is very aerodynamic. Like, the aerodynamic drag is very low. Let's move this thing a little. 20 meters per second, and rotates, turns pretty nicely. And you have engine exhaust pipes that do not point out of the vehicle. Cooldown reduction. It looks like it. The exhaust is... No, the exhaust is pointing out. What do you mean? What do you mean from the depths? I don't know. But yeah, the assessment of the ship is complete. Let's start fighting with stuff on it. This thing has also have strength 5. Reflective shield. Strength 5. Oh my lord. But this thing has only 1 layered shield, so I do not think they're all that effective. It doesn't even have shields in the deck, so anything that is shooting from above will get this thing pretty easily. I really do wish this thing had double shielding, but at least there are level 5 shields. Now then, let's see what this bad boy actually shoots from these rails. quite fast actually, and it's shooting very measly composite AP shells. That is not a good sign. But the speed, oh my lord, it's 1500 speed, and the recoil is pretty high as well. Shoot another shell. Yep, 1500 speed. They are indeed very fast railguns, but very small shells. 50 meters per second, 4 propellers. That is gonna be so detectable, and it only has 2 explosive warheads, so yeah, it's not that damaging of the propeller. Now what we are gonna do is shoot it with all kinds of shell and see what happens. Alright, now that we have assessed the whole thing, the whole craft, we'll shoot it with different kinds of shells. First we'll start with pure AP, and these are... And now that we have carried out our little ship inspection, let's shoot it with different kind of shells. These are 8 meter long, 500 millimeter shells, and as you guys can see, this is pure AP. Let's see what happened there. Yep, of course they bounced off. What else would they be? Now pure heat shells, and of course all of these shells have inertial fuses, so whatever goes through shields goes through shields. A few heat shells, and we'll see the damage. They went straight and gutted this thing, but yeah, not that impressive really. It didn't go through all the way and didn't damage the engine. Heat, quite underwhelming, but it did release some smoke. We'll try out more heat. Alright, so the next volley of heat did quite a bit of scorch damage because of the extra HE damage. It busted out quite a few things, but did not make through to the engines. So yeah, and this thing has quite a few repair bots, so it kind of repairs itself. Now we'll move on to Hesh. Alright, Hesh did go through quite a bit of things, but no frag... Oh! Hesh actually managed to damage the engine! Yep, Hesh managed to damage the engine. This is why I love Hesh. Let's hit the turret a little with the Hesh, since some of you might argue that that area was pretty damaged already. Might have messed this up. There we go. A few Hesh and the whole turret is gone. This is what I said, guys. Any sort of Hesh or heat will mess the turrets up. Well, heat is underwhelming, while Hesh, oh boy, it devastates stuff. Alright, Hesh, pretty effective against it. Let's go with pure frags and we'll shoot the middle part. Devastated this thing. Pure frag devastated this. It even went through almost the entirety of the ship. Wow. Nope. Frag devastates stuff. Doesn't matter the shielding because it's only one layer shielding. It devastates. Frag OP as always. Next up is EMP. It's 5, right? Yeah, 5 EMP. Try shooting the turret because I think it will take out the turret quite a few bits, so let's see what happens. EMP traveled through a lot of stuff. It's still traveling through. Yep, not that much EMP protection. Fried a few stuff. Fried these. EMP I don't think damages the engine, but yeah, fried a lot of things. Hollow point. It probably will reflect by the shields, but we'll try these without the shields. Whatever reflects, we'll try them without the shields. Yep, completely got reflected, but one of them made it through. And look at the carnage. Alright, pure AP, no shields. Let's see. That went through the whole thing. Of course it will. It's not that thick, and the AP value is really, really high. So yeah, went through the whole thing without shielding. I should start considering to use AP. What's your value? That is... I have no idea what that is. Kinetic damage 68,000 and armor piercing 11.4. So yeah, that is quite a powerful shell, I would say. Let's try the hollow point now. 4 hollow point. Alright. This is gonna devastate this ship. I know this. Now don't go over it. There we go. Look at that. Knew it. Hollow point. Like opens big fat wounds. But AP was more effective in this case. Alright guys, since it is a low-end craft, I will try to make it fight against my low-end crafts. We'll go with the bamboozler first. Yes, the bamboozler is much cheaper than this, but then the ancient is much expensive. Much more expensive than that thing. So we'll start with the bamboozler. If it beats the bamboozler, we'll move on to the ancient. Commence the fight! And hurrah! Some cram cannons that are totally gonna miss because they're super inaccurate. And next comes some... What rounds are these? I have forgotten. They are frag AP rounds without any inertial things. I think there are inertial views, but I am not completely sure. So the Oh! The crams did hit it. And one of the turret is already gone. Wow, what killed the turret? I will have to see it in the video. So, more crams. And this thing does not look like it's firing anymore. So, more missiles. I think the missiles took off the turret. Did it release any torpedoes? I think it did, but no damage at all. Amazing. I did not think the bamboozler will win. But it looks like the bamboozler will. Yep, as I thought, the shields are too low and the deck is very exposed, so the deck is getting beaten off. And it's soon gonna eat through the whole ship. And the turret will be gone in a few seconds. Oh, the crab actually bounced off. But look at the bamboozler, it's struggling to stay straight. That was my worst design of all time. Goddamn inaccurate crams. What did I make with that? Oh, it's still firing. It just runs out of ammo just because it's a direct fed APS. Yeah, it's still firing though. The ship is tanky enough to survive, and it's low enough to the water level that almost all of the bamboozler shells are bouncing off the water. But whatever is hitting is really devastating this thing. This thing stays surprisingly low towards the... Oh, it stopped. It stopped. Alright. Officially stopped. Alpha 5. I think its AI is dead. Might be not. Yeah. Like, the main AI is not dead, but the card is gone. So, safe to say that this thing gets killed even by the bamboozler, my worst craft. Not my worst craft, it still has a lot of firepower, but yeah, one of my earliest crafts. So if you guys ask me to rate it, I'll probably give it a 3 out of 10, because first, it has too little firepower. The turrets lose all of their shells just because they're direct fed and they wait a long time to reload. The torpedoes, being only 2 explosive warhead, didn't do all that much damage, and its main issue is it doesn't have any deck shielding. If the shields were to be raised a little and to actually protect the deck, because the ship is actually very low to the water line, so it is gonna get its deck shredded, and once the deck is gone, everything's gone, as you guys can see. So yeah, I would say making the cannons clip cannons instead of direct fed, and having some deck shielding will change this thing from a 2 to 3 out of 10 to 5 or 6 out of 10, because this is super tanky for what it costs. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video. That was playing around with subscriber craft. Hopefully you guys will submit me more crafts like this. I really am enjoying playing with other people's crafts. So if you want to submit your craft, join my Discord, links will be in the description, and just send me your blueprints. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching this video. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Join the Discord, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one.